We put him in a body bag at the bottom of the hill, pinned a flag on his body bag as we normally do overseas. So that was the hardest one I've ever done. And I said, this is the last flag I'm going to pin on a body. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And then it was 60 plus feet for Peter to fall. So as he fell, he landed on his back onto like the very stone that I was standing on before the climb, and I mean like dead center onto that stone, and bounced over into his face. And one of the first guy that rappelled down ran into him, and first you could hear kind of like a noise coming from him. And on my mind, I'm just running through injuries in my mind as I'm getting ready to go down. And I looked over at the other PJ with me and I said, hey, are you good to rappel? I'm not going to be here to watch you set your stuff up. You need to take a breath and slow down and rappel safely. I can't have you fall. So I rappelled down and then got to Peter and looked, listened, felt. The other guy had told me that he couldn't feel pulse anymore, that he wasn't breathing. So we flipped him over, and you could see some injuries that he had. Went straight into some CPR with him and calling 911 and working on him for about 25 minutes. And ultimately ended up having to, as I tried to intubate him, I couldn't guarantee that I could place the ET tube in his trachea. I couldn't visualize the cords, and I didn't want to manipulate his neck too much because I felt like he had a broken neck. So I was like, I got to crike him. So I ended up criking him, and I felt resistance as I was bagging. So we ended up doing a field thoracotomy on him, essentially a chest tube without the tube. And so as we cut into his side and rolled him over, you could see just a bunch of blood pour out. And so we knew that he had a hemothorax, and, just plug that thing up. If you drain out all that blood, there's nowhere else. Now you just leave that space open for more blood to enter into. I only got blood to replace, so allow that section to fill up and at least try to occlude some of the blood and just stop more bleeding from happening. And calling the dispatcher, and I'm like, hey, I need you to launch a life flight. And they're like, we can't just launch a life flight because you're saying so. And I'm, begging them to launch the life flight and letting them know who I am and we're doing CPR. And
it's like, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that, we're at the top of a mountain. Like for me, I was bagging Peter, and I could just see like the blue in his lips starting to show up and everything start to relax. And I was like, I know the statistics, I know the trauma statistics, and he's in cardiac arrest yet from trauma. There's a very low chance that we're getting him back. They had set up the pads on him and put the monitor on him, and when a systole came up, and I asked them to turn the monitor off and check the cables and do it again, and they did it again, same result. And that was it. That was like kind of like everything that I had done for the past 15 years, like all culminating to that one instance of that one problem that I could not change.